Kind of who impressed you today? What do you think it was that made the change to kind of change from a very difficult first half with only 2 shots on goal to kind of up to 13, 14, something like 15 shots on goal in the second half, and that last 20 minutes where we really bossed the game?
You know what? Look, the thing is, I feel sorry for Ange, man. I'm listening to people at like the 70th minute going, "We're going to lose this game," and you lot said that as well, yeah. So don't try and get out of it. Everyone
I
thought,
did, yeah. I was
what
really,
have you boys said
I
that?
was,
And
it was
I'm
me.
sitting there. I think you said it, Barnaby, and I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, hold up, guys. We can't have this mentality. But I know where you're coming from, Barnaby. I know where you're coming from because it's our luck at the moment.
Just
The
seen it
luck is
so
shit
many
at the
times
moment.
before, yeah. Just seen it so
We've
many
seen it
times
so
before.
many times before, yeah. And maybe the stands were feeling that way as well, and that transfers onto the pitch. If you just watch, obviously you ain't seen it,
True.
you boys are working, but Timo Werner just came out and said the energy was pulling us in for that winner. You know, the energy from the crowd as soon as we got the 1-1. But before the 1-1, come on, man, the stadium, the atmosphere must have been pretty like nervous, yeah, because that's how everyone was. But what changed it? What changed it? That's a good question. Look, I just think, look, the boys, we're 1-0 down, and they're sitting there thinking, you know what? Just gung ho, just go for it now. What do we do? Andrew's probably said to them, look, he said many times, ignore the scoreline, play like you're 3-0 up, and just play, expansive, confidence. Don't play within yourselves. Don't look at the scoreline, 1-0 down, 20 minutes to go, crowds on our back, we're at home, we're going to be at the Champions League, Villa's going to win. Don't think of all those things. That's the mentality that he wants these players to have, and the players went for it. A bit of class, a bit of urgency, a bit of risk. I do think the players are playing within themselves. I think a lot of the midfield is worried about what's behind them because they've been burnt recently with a lot of, not silly passes, but risky passes going wrong. Basuma, whoever it is, then they're going to score at the other end, whether it's Wolves, Brentford, whoever it is. So I do think a lot of the players, especially the midfielders, have got that risk, that fear in their mind, and that needs to go because Ange don't mind winning 4-3. He's all about winning 4-3. He doesn't want to scrape a 1-0. That's what Conte was about. So these players are lacking a bit of mentality. And I feel like Ange wants to say it, but will never say it because you don't throw his players under a bus. Our previous manager did that. So for me, it's a mentality thing, the shift in mentality. The boys thought, you know what? We're 1-0 down. We've got to go for it now. And they did. And that's what happened. But they need to go into the first half as if, not as if they're 1-0 down, but they've got to go in thinking to themselves, you've got to play on the front foot from the get-go. But it's not easy when 11 people or 10 players are behind the ball. It's not easy. It's a game of chess. And only the top teams, the ones above us, can do it. No one else can do it to a low block. So people have got to understand it's not easy to break down teams with a low block. You need to be super clinical. You need a Harry Kane. You need a Salah. You need that kind of quality. And today, Sonny, big up to Sonny. He got us the 3 points because obviously 3-1, everyone knew he was going to win. But I just feel like these players, man, they're getting a lot of rubbish. Obviously, everyone's boosted now. But I was looking at comments at halftime when we went 1-0 down. And it's like, come on, guys, man. He's 7 months in. The guy's 7 months in. Klopp took 2 years. Arteta took 2 years. Well, Ferguson took time. Everyone needs time. So back off this big Ange sideways, boring football. Oh, we're not controlling the game. We're not controlling the game. What, 80%? Yeah. Okay, we're not controlling the game. What? Because we created 2 shots on goal. But that's not the point. The point is that we are in a journey to making those 2 shots 4 shots. It's a staircase. You can't just get to the top straight away. So a lot of fans need to back off, chill out. Don't say we're not controlling the game. I know where people come from when they say that. I understand what they're saying. But this is a journey, and it's going to take time to get to that point where the whole team's clicking. Werner's brand new. Johnson just got here. You know what I mean? These two today changed the game, but they've only been here 5 minutes. So what does that tell you? Imagine they've been here 12 months and they're proper slick and they know each other. Look at the partnerships. They're still all brand newish. Ange don't probably even know his first 11, and we're trying to throw him under a bus. So, yeah, man, I just think the fans need to chill out, man. I mean, it's easy to say when we won 3-1, but I still think it was harsh on Ange what I was seeing online, man. I thought it was too much.
On that, can I just say, Ange is almost a victim of his own success, really, isn't it? Because actually, if we'd started really badly and we're currently in 12th place, right, everyone a little bit, I think, would be saying, well, you lost Harry Kane. We finished 8th with Harry Kane. He's trying to integrate his new style into the club. Whereas because we were top after 10 games, everyone now who's having a go at him and saying Ange out is because we're not playing as well as we did in those 10 games. It's the expectations that have led to these people
Look,
who I don't
injuries,
personally think are real fans.
the injuries have played a part, lads. The injuries have played its part. There is a direct correlation between our form and the injuries. So when everyone thinks of those first 10 games, I want the first word to enter your mind is injuries. I don't care what Roy Keane says. I don't care what Gary Neville says. When Spurs talk about injuries, we've had our fair share up there with everyone. We've had our fair share. So when you think of that pre-Christmas form, just remember that was our first 11. Pedro Porro today would have made a difference. There was times when Emerson just, bless him, you know what I mean? He can only do what he can do. But Pedro Porro would have done them 1-2s and been in. So, and he's back next week. So, you know, let's all have some perspective, you know, like that form in the beginning of the season is a full confident first 11. We need to get back to that. We'll get Porro back next week. Richarlison, look, 2-3 weeks, it is what it is. Otherwise, we're okay. There's not that many injuries. Remember, Maddison is only just getting his form back because he's been out for so long.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these Premier, look, go and watch. I was watching yesterday, Yannick Bolasie, however you say his surname, the ex-Crystal Palace player. Funny, I was watching a YouTube. He's on a YouTube. He did an interview last week on YouTube. Yeah, like one of these football channels. I'm not going to mention their name. No sponsors for free. You know what I mean? You have to pay after. But he did a wicked interview for an hour, and he said, when I was injured for 1.5 years and I came back, he was talking about the process a footballer goes through to get back to that form. And I think people just expect Madders to just come back. But today was the real Madders in that second half. Even in the first half, he was controlling it. Yeah. So Bentancur needs time. These guys need time to get back to it. I just feel like the pressure of Arsenal, the pressure of Villa is getting to fans. Step back. And this time next year, we will be competing in the top 3, I believe, the way it's going. This season, it's going to be top 5. It is what it is.
Josh, do you think that something down to Maddison's form today was that Son was up top with him?
That helps because they've got that telepathy, they've got that connection. Werner was saying in his interview just now, he goes, I'm getting used to Madders. Madders is getting used to me. We're all getting to know each other a bit more in terms of my runs I like to make. So I think that's definitely a connection that Madders and Sonny have. So hopefully against Villa, who are going to push us up, they ain't going to put 10 behind not at Villa Park. No chance. You know what I mean? They're going to be coming for us. Sonny's going to get a hat-trick, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, that's hopefully the way it's going to go next week. And then we're back to who we got after Villa, guys?
Is it Fulham?
Fulham.
Fulham might give it a crack. Is it away?
Yeah, it's away.
Yeah, so we want teams to come on. We're like, come on, let's go. Let's fight. Come on, pound for pound. Let's use the better team because this Brentford, Wolves, these kind of mid-low block teams, man, we're struggling, man. But you know what? Come on, guys. Our midfield's still rusty, man. Bentancur's just got back. Basuma had an injury. Madders had an injury. African Nations Cup. Everyone's had the same excuses. I'm not saying it's all about Spurs, but if you're going to ask me about my team, I'm going to tell you about that midfield. Hasn't even had, 5 games together yet, fully, as it is? Game 3, game 2? So I think this could be a nice finish. It could be a nice rally. As long as we don't get any more major injuries, with Porro back, things are going to look up. If we beat Villa next week, we've got top 4, I'm telling you.
I like the idea of, you mentioned Werner's interview of him saying, oh, Madders is just getting used to me. I can imagine Madders getting used to him is don't put him in through on one goal.
All right, look, if you watch the interview,
how did you react, Josh, when he tried to take the ball around?
You know what, You know what? When we signed Werner, I was looking at his clips like everyone does, and he was banging those one-on-ones in the top bins. If you look at his German goals, he's going one-on-one, 100 miles per hour, bang, top right, top left, whatever. He's doing all the wicked finishes. Today, I'm thinking, come on, mate, bang it, top bin. Look at Son. You didn't think. You got the ball, bang, put it past the keeper. You didn't let the keeper control that situation. Yeah. Werner, you could see the hesitancy. As you're getting closer, going, mate, that's a Sonny finish, mate. You work with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, if that's Son, bang, he showed you how to do it. So that he needs to learn to back himself, take that chance. I'd rather him go early and miss. Obviously, skived one last week, which was embarrassing, because it was harder to miss than score. But he just needs the best player to teach him is Sonny. I mean, literally, Werner's got pace. You know what I mean? He can dribble. Sonny should be his idol, man. So, Werner mentality, man. He needs to, Ange said it just now as well in the interview. He said, look, he missed one, but he didn't give up. He kept going. He made a difference. You know, he didn't. And that whole, I love what the wingers are doing with the Johnson to Werner, and Johnson done it last week. And that whole kind of the ball across the box, that's brilliant. Because that's what the telepathy on the left and right is happening. Kulu doesn't take on his man enough and cross it in. That's an area. And I think the other thing we're missing is what Man City and a lot of the top teams do is they have, I don't have to explain, I'd have to draw it to you, but almost to have the wingers cut in, and the bit between the right back and the defender, they pinpoint that gap. And you see a lot of them, like you see Saka do it, you see you see them exploit those half spaces between the right back and the centre back more than what we do. We seem to go to the byline and bring it back or cross it. Well, we need to exploit that little area there between the centre back and the right back and the centre back and the left back. And that's what I don't see enough of. Hopefully they recognise that and going to start using those little dink balls just to exploit that space, where you can go in and cross it. But you know what, we're getting there, man. It's a journey, man. But that was hard, man. That first half was hard to watch because, Crystal Palace just came for a draw, innit? I mean,
but you've just got to find a way. And Liverpool, I'm sure Liverpool at Forest 0-0 till the 99th minute wasn't a great watch either. But you just find a way, and nobody who's not a Liverpool fan is going to think anything other than Liverpool won that game. They're still top of the league. You've just got to find a way.
Barnaby, you know what? One area how you find a way to win when you got a low block like today is set pieces. Yeah. We are shit at set pieces right now. We are shit. I don't know. Is it Ryan Mason that's in charge? Because I remember Ange bigging him up, saying Ryan's in charge.
Attacking set pieces and Jedinak is defensive.
So we're shit on both ends. But moving forward, I hate to mention it. Obviously, Arteta's showing how it's done with the set pieces at the moment. I don't know if we bring back the Italian guy or what we do, but someone please focus. We've got a tall team, man. We've got a strong, tall team.
We don't seem to do any of the run blocking that the big teams really do well. It's just blocking the people not even involved in trying to get on the header, just blocking the.
This is why
defenders.
Arsenal have been so good at it this season. That's what they've been doing. And Gabriel and Rice, that combination has just seemed to. That's why they've got the most set pieces goals this year.
Yeah,
we haven't even tried it.
We've got one of the best set piece delivery in terms of whipping the ball in Maddison. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're lacking last year. Who you look around, who whips it in? It's Maddison's the man. So how we don't exploit teams?
Yeah, I was just going to say, sorry to interrupt, Josh, but it surprises me that we had, was it Giovanni Vio, his name was? Or Vio last year?
Yeah,
last year.
Like, it surprised me that we had him, so we obviously had all these different things that we tried out. Well, why have they forgotten them? You don't have to forget, just use a couple of the ones that worked last year. Like we did, I said it earlier, we scored so many last year where we flicked it on at the near post and Harry Kane scored it at the back post. Yep. So let's get Van de Ven to the near post, get him to flick it on.
Mate, it is your secret weapon when it comes to breaking down a low block, is your set pieces. That's your plan B. Corners. How many corners do Tottenham get? We probably got the most in the league.
Yeah.
Not today, we didn't get many, but someone tell me the stat of how many corners we've got. Must be in the top three, man. It's constant corners. I mean, was it Wolves? How many corners did we get? 11? I don't know, man. It's mad how we don't exploit teams on corners better and set pieces. But you know what, Ange? It's a game of chess, man. When it's a low block, man, it's not even a game of football, mate. It's a game of chess, man. And I just feel like this is going to be a problem for the rest of the season. But listen, it's up to us and it's up to Ange and the players to find smart, very efficient ways of whether it's a set piece, whether it's exploiting a player in a position, whether it's playing dirty, whatever it is, man, trying to win a penalty, they've got to find ways because that streetwise attitude, I think, is what we're missing. We're too nice still, if you ask me.
Yeah, and also, and I'm sure we'll see this next week, it didn't happen so much today, but we can be bullied. Actually, a lot of teams do get aggressive with us, and we don't know how to handle it.
As they say, a little bit Spursy.
You know what? That comes from winning, lads. When you win something major, I think that arrogance, sort of ego, is what we lack. Yeah, we don't have that arrogance because we're still under the radar of 8-1 nothing, whatever. Obviously, the players on social media, they're human beings. They've got friends that are not in football. They're part of the bands too. They get it. Obviously, they do. They probably get it more than anyone, to be fair, because they wear the shirt. So I think until we win something, we won't mature into that sort of, that kind of ruthless ego sort of that we need, that Liverpool have. The old Man United had it. The old Chelsea had it. Yeah. Man City have it. Look at Liverpool today, man. I mean, they got the win. How many times have they done that? So it's a journey, man, and it's a beautiful journey because I'd rather be at the sort of at the the pilot being Ange than anyone else right now.
Yeah, I
You know?
completely agree. And actually, you bringing up Liverpool, I think, is important because you look at how Liverpool have got. They're actually decimated by injuries at the moment, but because Klopp has been in charge for so long and all through the academy, and every team plays in a certain way, he knows that he can bring in players who are going to play in the same way, and that is
Look
why.
at the final, Chelsea. Put on kids.
But that is why when Ange talks now, and you still hear him say, "Look, this is about setting us up so that this club can be successful in the long term."
Yeah.
That's why it's so good that he's saying.
You know what it is, Barnaby? Everyone at Liverpool fears Klopp. Everyone under Arsene Wenger at Arsenal feared Arsene Wenger. Everyone fears Pep. Everyone feared Fergie. We need to make that figure that is feared by every person down from Ange in that club, and including the chairman too. That should be that's what you call a manager who just walks in and it's like he owns the club. Right, and he's involved in every layer of that club. We found the man, I believe. We now given him the keys and the wallet. We now let him work it out over the next couple of seasons, and we will be where Liverpool are. We will be where Arteta is at the moment. But we cannot, as fans, if we lose against Villa, whoever it is, no one spanked us. You tell me a team who spanked us recently, probably Brighton, but we could have won. We could have lost that.
Brighton
yeah, but 4-3. That could have been 4-3 too. We showed some heart in the end.
Yeah.
So no one's spanking us. The problem is we're not spanking others. That will come. That will come because it's a journey. So Ange is the man for me. Leave him, let him be. And, fans, I know it's all bants with Arsenal and they're throwing us under the bus now. And, how many fans can we chuck it to apart from United fans tonight? They ain't even played. So it's hard being a Spurs fan. It's hard being a Spurs fan. But you know what? We can't let those fans of those clubs break us down. We've got to stick with Ange. We've got to get through this. And he's got the right DNA. And we can talk about DNA all night. That's the DNA. That's the Tottenham DNA. Growing up as a Tottenham fan, 3-2, 4-3s. No one cares about how many goals we let in. We cared about how we won things, like how we won the FA Cup. And obviously, the way we don't want to be a 1-0 club. People say, oh, it's all about the results. It is about the results, but it's also about the DNA, the longevity, the style, the philosophy. And everyone's gone home tonight, 3-1, happy. Do you know what I mean? Because we gave it. And we're going to lose some. We're going to lose some. We're going to draw some. Yeah, it's part of the journey, man. But just grow with it, back it, and don't back out. And listen, Pedro Porro's back next week. He's my favourite Tottenham player. He's back next week. That's going to be even more engine down the right-hand side, guys. So here's to the good times, man. Let's go beat Villa.
I love it, Josh. And make sure you do call in every time, but also especially next time we lose, because I want to definitely hear some of this good patience chat.
And lads,
after
next time we're 1-0 down. I want no negativity from you boys.
Usually it comes from me. It wasn't me.
Say, Josh, I was actually super hungover. I'm going to blame my hangover on that. But I agree. I fall on my sword. It was bad of me. I hate myself for it. And you're absolutely right, Josh. Bad of me.
You know what, mate? Let's not get sucked into it, man. Let's zoom out and concentrate on the big picture, on Big Ange and the big picture, man. But peace out, lads. Good commentary as always, man. I'll see you on the next one.
Cheers, Josh. Have a great rest of your night.